Hey Paula, good morning. Good afternoon.
Hey Jitendra. Hey everybody's just chiming in, so we'll get started in a few minutes. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. We'll use the chat today, so if there's anything you want to give a shout out to us, how's your day going? Are you having a sunshiny day in your state? Hopefully winter's over for everybody. Got a lot of people coming in. It's great to see. Hey Damon. Mr. Carithers is with us today. Shout out to Cody. I just saw Cody in a support ticket, so glad we could help you. Mike Watts. Hope you're having a sunshiny day. Hi, Stan. Stan's in Utah. We'll get started in a few minutes. I have no fancy hold music or anything. Jitendra, I don't think you want to sing, right?
No, surely not.
We could have do we have anybody that plays musical instruments and on your team in India?
Yes, we have one.
That's it?
He plays guitar.
We'll have to make sure they serenade us sometime.
Yeah, surely. And we have a performer as well who hobby is to dance, and he's a really good dancer.
Aha. Hey, Blair Brewer. She's new to InsuredMine, so we're glad you're on the call today. So we will use the chat if anybody has any questions throughout the session. And Stan's from Boise, Idaho. Sorry, did I say Utah, Stan? I should know better. Stan has been a client of ours for, I think, over 6 years. One of our first customers, and practices Medicare and dabbles in some property and casualty, and is a longtime client, and we appreciate Stan. All right, a lot of people still coming in. Okay, it is the top of the hour. G, what do you think we should do? Get started? Jorge is from Laredo, Texas. Everything is bigger in Texas. So I heard. I'm in Florida. G's in Kolkata, India. See? Anyone can be anywhere. North Carolina's in the house. Yeehaw. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen, and then we'll get started. So I'm going to go ahead into present mode. And remember, for the chat, you can use the chat session within our portal. So thanks for joining us today. Jitendra, as I've been talking with, is from our amazing team in Kolkata. So great to have you. G and I did a seminar, I think, back a few months ago on eSign. So today we're going to talk about all things AI, well, almost all things in AI and InsuredMine. So having stated that, our next slide is our agenda, and I'll go through a few slides just to preface what we're going to be covering today. And then I'll turn it over to G, and he's going to actually do the demonstration through those slides. Again, we'll do Q&A at the end, but we'll pause after each slide as well to answer questions. So the next slide we're looking at is where we have AI feature in InsuredMine. And I always think we should start when we talk about AI. Remember, it's a little disclaimer at the bottom of the screen, right? It's a powerful tool. And as insurance professionals, we know that technology can assist us, but it, can't replace that moral responsibility that only human beings have, and that we should always check our content when we send anything out. So our AI icon is up on the top right, and G's going to go through all of the items on the left-hand side of what you're seeing on the screen. Looking up NAICS codes, generating content, translating, modify content. I use that a lot. There's also generate summary, and you'll see AI voice agent at the bottom. We are not going to be diving into that today. We actually did a webinar on the 25th of February, which is recorded on our website, so I can share that link afterwards. And then from there, we're going to look and see where we have our icons for AI, as well as where it is help me write. While some of us may be good at communicating, the help me write is a pretty cool tool that will help you write something. So G's going to show you how to do that. And then we'll cover communications within campaigns and single contact drips. So you'll see those icons in different spots. And then the last slide that we'll look, or the last couple of things we'll look at is AI summarize. I think this is pretty cool. So it'll summarize notes that you have, whether it's at a deal card or a contact or an account. And it also does pipeline card summary. So it's kind of a good way to kind of check up on your notes that you have over the last 3, 6 months or a year. And then the last option we're going to look at is within the opportunities module. And so G will cover that as well. So having stated that, I am just going to stop sharing for a moment and see if we have any questions thus far. And remember to use the chat feature. That would be awesome. And G will talk about the languages as well. I know we have Mandarin, Spanish, I think we have Chinese and a couple of others. So it's pretty diverse, so to speak. So having said that, G, I'll have you go ahead and share your screen. And the Lithuanian and Russian, I don't think that's in there, but we will send that up to the powers that be. So let me make a note of that. And see if we can get our team to implement that language for you. Okay, G, you're muted. So when you're ready to share your screen and rock and roll, we'll get started.
Oh. So a very good day to everyone. Same to you, Paula, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Okay, so let me know once my screen is up.
It was, and then it disappeared.
Okay. Okay. Now you can see, right?
Not yet. Now we can see the InsuredMine dashboard.
Perfect. That's the landing page. Okay. So everyone, as we know that AI is very fast-paced and there's lots of things we can do. So similarly, now we have integrated AI advanced capacities directly into our InsuredMine CRM, allowing us and the agents to enhance their daily work and the workflows. So how we can dive into it. So when you log in, you come to this dashboard, and just next to your profile picture, we have this option called AI feature. Once you click it on, you directly come to this particular page, which says NAICS codes, and you can see all of the options, which was showed earlier in the template shared by Paula, right? So the first option we have is called NAICS code. What does it exactly do? So it's very useful for the commercial line of business. So if you have the name of the company, city, and the state, you can simply give it the name and it will help you out to find the NAICS code. So to show you how does it look like, you can see on my screen, I have done a little testing for this Oracle America INC. So this is how it look like if you want give the prompt and click on generate NAICS codes. This is how you will look at it. The next option to it is having the opportunity to create content. So this is a very dynamic and powerful option. where the agents can simply enter a prompt and the AI will generate a well-structured policy email or messages for them. And it will eliminate, the need of manual drafting. So let's create something. So I have something written it down. So my prompt is, help me create a welcome email once the policy is sold to the client. No matter, if your English is wrong or if you're misspelling it, the AI will get it correctly. And once you click on generate content, it takes 2 or 3 seconds and all the content will be right on your page. One thing I will always ask my people to do is that whenever you create something from AI, make sure you don't just copy and paste it and send it. Please scrutinize it and add your personalized words if needed before sending it to your clients. So please verify the content whenever created through AI. Right? Now, when we move on to the next, which is the most interesting function, which says translate, right? AI enables instant translation of messages into multiple languages, allowing the agents to communicate, effortlessly or effectively with their clients. So to show you how does it work, you just give something. It could be a prompt message or it could be anything. And for the timing, we have 2 languages set up, which is Spanish and Mandarin. So let's check out this in Mandarin. How does it look like? Same, you give the coding. This is how it looks like. And if you want to change it to Spanish, you can do that as well. And to get this content, you have this option to click on copy, and you can go ahead and paste it in your email or in your chat mail or anywhere you want to send this. Similarly, when we move on, the next option comes to is called modify content. So this is very important, what I believe, because most of the time agents looks at the screen to type their email and make it professional or refresh it or looks very standardized or look very formal. So in order to do so, what I will do is that I will show you how does it work. So simply let me get a content. So this is what I was trying to send to Paula. Hi, Paula, hope you're doing well. I was following up for you, inform you about your quote is ready. Let me know if you have available time to discuss. Now, this is very short. If I want to expand it, I can do that. If I want to refresh it, I can do that. If I want to make it sound friendly, I can do that as well. So I will try to sound friendly for this email while sending it to Paula. And here you have the option, you can read it, you can check it out as well, what you are writing. And once you do so, and this is how your, modified email looks like, which you can copy and paste it in your email. And don't forget to, recheck it, make it a little personalized so that your client can understand it's typed by the agent rather, knowing that you are using the AI to do the hard work. And also to make sure, you see what you have typed in, you can use this particular option. And also if you want to expand it, the same text, you can do it as many times as you want. And also you have the copy option right there. The next option we have is called generate summary. So this is something, very useful for the people who are very less time in their hand, or the people, don't like to go through long text messages. For them, what they can do is that they can simply click on this particular option. And once they click on it, they have the opportunity to drag and drop a file. All right, I will show you. I will just drag a file out here. And I will click on generate summary. Make sure whenever you drag and drop a file, the file has to be JPG format or PNG or PDF. And it should not be exceeding 50 MB megabytes, right? If the document is big, it won't be catching up here. So once you do that, it's a 20-page document and it will give you a quite small and brief summary, which you can read it and get to know what's the highlights of this particular document is and what are the important points which you should be knowing if you're heading for a meeting or if you're heading for a discussion with your agents or if you're going to do some work with this particular document. So this is also very helpful. The basic importance of this module is to make sure the agents work their day out. They do a very, formal communication, and they do not have to look at their screen or use the different softwares to make sure, they get something or they get their content and copy paste it in the system. So we have brought it down under one particular place. So these are the options we have, and I would like to go to Paula and see if we have any questions on this particular
Yeah,
module.
we do have a couple of questions. So can you drag and drop multiple documents for one summary so you can summarize two documents?
Yes, we can drag and drop multiple documents, but again, we need to make sure the document is not more than 50 MB. It has to be 15 MB.
Right, and will it compare those two documents? So can you
No,
try?
it won't compare to documents. It will just give you the summary of the entire document. So
Okay.
dragging and dropping two different documents is not the right functionality. And it may, put you in trouble when you have two different documents put under this particular option.
Yeah, and I think also when you drag or you drop or you add a file, it just stays there. It's not stored or anything. It's not stored anywhere. So that was one question. And Karen had a question about the ability to compare quotes. And so that's the question. Can you compare two documents? So if you did one deck page and then another deck page, would it compare the two? And it doesn't have that functionality because it's just generating a summary of the document. Okay, G, that's it for questions.
Okay, perfect. So now, we have these particular options, right? But why we need to every time come here to make sure, we translate something, we modify the content or generate content. So make sure the work is easier. What we have done is that we have put these integrations in each and every modules of ours. So let's suppose you are in the account module and you want to send an email to someone. So you have the option to send an email right here. And you can just type, hey, Paula, yo.
No, that's supposed to be, hey, Paula. That's a song.
Okay. So you write something, okay, and you don't know what more to write. So what you can do is that you have this particular AI option. Now here we have two things merged together. One is modify content and the other is translate. So if you want to translate it in Spanish, you have the ability to do that. And also if you want to refresh it, you can do it as well. So let me just refresh my screen once and show you how does it be working. Okay. So once I typed in, I have the ability to change it, make it more friendly, or if I want to change the language, I can do that as well. So these are the opportunities we bring in. And also one very additional feature we have is called help me write. So let's suppose you don't know what to write or how you want to start your email. So what you can do is that you can simply give it a prompt like friendly reminder for renewal approaching, and you can click on create. Once you do that, the system will go ahead and the AI will give you a structured email for you, which you can copy and paste it for your email. But again, make sure whenever you are using email which is drafted by the AI to review it before sending it to your client. So you can simply copy it or you can click on insert and it will directly come out here, right? Now, the similar feature, we are not only stopping to email, but we can also do it for texting option. We have the texting, you have the same option to translate it in different languages and also refresh it, make it friendly, formal, and elaborate the message. And also we give you help to write option where you can just say what the content of the email will be, and you can just type it in and it will create you a fresh new content ready to send to your clients. Now, the interesting feature gets more interesting when it comes to notes. So when you have a talk, there might be, you discover so many things when you talk to your clients and the notes can become very long. So what you can do, you can simply write the important word. So it's like connected with Paula. She is interested with the renewal quote. Now, you can also refresh it, make it friendly, and whatever the behavior you want or whatever you think is the right approach or your right way of communication is, you can definitely come here, choose it, and you can always have the option to modify it to give it a proper human touch or a special communication touch as per the agency requirement or as per the agent, how they communicate with their clients. So this particular option does not only stop in account 360, but it also goes to your contact 360. So you'll find it under contact option when you draft an email, similarly for text message, and similarly for note option. And also we expand this particular option to go to your pipeline deal cards as well. So wherever you find this particular tab says communication, you have the AI acting there whenever you are drafting an email or a text message, or if you are writing a note, or if you're adding a small note for your deal card or whatever it could be. So AI comes into action and gives you the opportunity to make the email more professional, more eye attractive, and also making sure you do less error while sending it to your clients. So that is the opportunity we bring in. Right now, this module is spread all over the system. So one by one, I will be moving. So Paula, do you have any questions for pipeline and for account and contact?
Yeah, I think when you're generating content or you're having the system help you write, one of the questions was, we see in your screen it has all these asterisks, right? So these aren't tags, and it's not pulling in data that's relevant to what G wrote. So if you're going to use any of that content, yeah, you need to delete the text that has the asterisks or the asterisks that you see on that screen. This is just kind of a sample of what you could do. Again, it's not a merge tag or a merge field, so it doesn't bring in any of that data.
Okay, perfect. So now we were now only talking about how we can communicate with our clients, or how we can make our notes more formal or more accurate to the point when we were talking with our clients. Now, this particular feature has also went on to our engagement module. So it's in our dashboard, it's in our contact, accounts, pipelines, and now in engagement. So under engagement, we know that there are lots of options we have. So when we look at our engagement, we have email campaigns, text option, automations, lists, templates, and SCD. So let's start with our email campaign. So whenever you start an email campaign and you don't have anything written for you, but you know what exactly you want to send. So here also we give you two options, help me write. So help me write is basically what I said you. Just give them the prompt or the scenario what you want to talk about, and the AI will structure or create a walk through a precise email to you so that you can send it to your client. So I will just write one more and show you right here also. So see, it's already out here. And if you want to make any changes, you have the ability to write something out here, and it will start refining itself. So you can also have the ability to edit the message which you have just recreated. Also, one options we have is that you can refine it, formal, elaborate, shorten it. Also, if you want to recreate, so something the AI has given to you structure, but you don't like that structure, you have always the option to recreate it as per the satisfaction or as per the communication level by the client or as per the agency level. Similarly, if you write something, and if you see here for renewal, we have this similar option where you can expand the text, make it friendly, and you can also make in Spanish or Mandarin. And this particular feature is, as I said, it's spreaded all over our system. It's not only in engagement, but also in text messaging. If you want to write something, here the option is. The only difference between workflow and text message is that under text message, you have to give them the verbiage or the content, what you want to write, and it will expand it, make it friendly. But you cannot ask him to create a content as per the scenario which we saw under option, which is this, help me write. So this option does not exist in your texting, bulk texting, but it does in your email campaign. Similarly, if you go to the automation, right? Now we have this many automations. So if you click any one, right, and if you click email, and if you simply come here, This template is given by us. Okay, it's a default template. So if you want to do something right now, let me give a command. Help me create a content on renewal follow-up in Spanish, right? Now it will go ahead and directly draft you an email, which is in the language you are looking for. So similarly, if you want to say Russian, I don't know if it will come or not, but we can surely try it out here. So whatever you want or whatever you like to see, if you want to give it in Russian, we have the option. So this is a paid version of the AI. If you type anything, like whatever it could be, similar that you do with your Chat GPT, or you do with Gemini, or you do with any other AI, this works same as that. So if you want to create something, you can do that. If you want to give a little verbiage, or if I say formal, this will make it more formal in the meantime, right? And also doing this is the only option we have. So under workflow, you do not get the option to, shorten the text or make it formal or sound it, or like friendlier. It's all out here. So in the content itself, you need to write it down how you want your message to be, the language, the content, and also if you want it to be, very much attractive, or you need to look very dynamic, or you have any specifications when you write down an email to your clients. So you can do it under workflow itself. Now, moving on from here, we also give you these options to in your templates particular, right? So we have seen people create a lots of templates, and creating a template is also going to the AI and asking for some attractive verbiage, which you can utilize while sending it to your clients, right? So similarly, we have this AI. So if you know the content which you want to write, you can simply write it down. You can change the language of it. You can make it friendly. You can refresh it. Please note, we do not have let me write content, right? Like the one I spoke on for the email campaign part, where you simply have the option to give a scenario and it types an email for you. So this option does not come here. It only helps you to elaborate the template or elaborate the things which you want. So for this message, I want to make it, refresh it, or make it a very formal one. So the AI will go ahead and make it a very formal one. And also, if I want to, change it to the normal one which I had, I have the option to undo the AI response. Once I click on it, it will be undo, and I will have the original verbiage which I wrote it earlier.
Right. So G, take a pause there on that screen. Can you go back?
Yeah.
Because I think one thing to keep in mind here too is when you generate that content, it puts like a bracket. It doesn't put that merge field like it says your name, your position. So that's just like best regards. And then if you had your email signature, or you could put, Jitendra Gupta. So just keep in mind that those aren't merge fields like we have in certain areas. I know that G's also going to talk about template builder and how this option is not actually in a template builder, but you can generate your content outside of that, maybe either here or at our first screen that we viewed, and then copy paste that in there.
Absolutely. So it's, as I said, like, everything is connected as a branch. So here we are not giving you the option to create a content, but yes, you can always come here and you can use this particular option to generate a content for yourself and write it down. So if you are someone who is using AI as a very core for your communication, you are right here in the InsuredMine platform, and you can utilize it for yourself and for the agents who are working around it.
Right, and that icon is up here on the top right of the screen, as you see to the left of your profile picture.
Yep.
You don't look a thing like Leo DiCaprio, Jitendra.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one interesting part. Now let's move out from it. Now, what more, or where can we find it more? So the most interesting would be like many of our clients use SCD, which is single contact rate, to utilize it, right? So now you don't have to find the AI and get the verbiage from there. Here also we have the option of AI. You can use it, utilize it, same like the one we have in contact, account, pipeline, and our engagement modules. You can write it down, you can refresh it, you can make it friendly and as per your requirement. Make sure whenever you create a content, you check it twice because we cannot trust AI. Sometimes AI goes in a wrong direction, which a human touch is needed to make sure nouns, pronouns are corrected at the right place. Also, if you give a command or if you have a verbiage, what you exactly know, just write down the scenario, what you want to convey to your client, and the AI will create a content for you, helping you to, directly copy paste it and make little tweaks before sending out to your clients. And also, like the Paul I was talking about, right? If we have a content, so let's suppose I will create a content, something like this. And this is my ready to go content, right? And I have checked it in, and this is ready to go content. I can paste it, right? And for the parts where we saw that we had a bracket, like a third bracket opened up like this. Third bracket opened up where name was right? Name. So for this particular option, what we need to do is that whenever we complete it and see that, oh, this is the right content I'm going to send, we're going to always select that particular part, and we have the option called merge field. Click on it, select the particular option, like it could be contact's full name if you want, or it could be any other tags. Use the tags and make it more interesting, eye-catching, and perfect email, which is personalized for your clients. So you can do it, just little bit of tweaks is required out here. So Paula, do we have any questions once we complete with the engagement here?
No, we have no questions relevant to this. I know that our Lithuanian and Russian friend, Ukrainian language, was asking about phone calls. So I'll message that person separately because we're not going to get into AI voice, but that's only for Twilio users. And as far as language goes, we'll need to follow up on that.
Correct. And also, like, if you don't get it, like we have 3 different kind of language, as I said, Mandarin, English, and Spanish. But if you want to create some other language, as I showed you the new way of doing it, you can always, take the option where it says, help me write, and you can ask him to change the language. So let's suppose I write this, make this in Hindi. Let's type it in Hindi.
Oh, let's see if it comes in Hindi. I love it.
Here it is. So you can utilize it, and you can also, if you see that we don't have the prompt, try to utilize it this way.
I love it. That's a beautiful. Okay, so that's a beautiful language. It's really long.
Okay.
And you had to learn that when you were 5, right?
Yeah. That's our first language.
It's beautiful.
So these abilities, we have it out here. And once you start using it, once you get involved with this, you get to know many things and you start doing things as per your requirement. And the system will always make sure that you are on the path and everything looks defined as you want. So this was how we were creating content, we were modifying content, we were translating things, and we were also summarizing all of our content. Now, the interesting part is, like, can we summarize everything? Yes, we can summarize everything. So let's again dive back to our account 360. So last time we were talking about drafting an email, right? Let's suppose you have drafted lots and lots of email and the emails have uploaded. Now it's time for you to have a quick recap. What was the communication all about, or what this all account module is all about? So in this scenario, what you can do is that on the very, very top, right? On the very top, you have the option which says summarize. Once you click out here, right? All the options, or I could say that whatever the content of this account is, will be coming up right here. And you will be able to see what things you have done, what should be your next steps, which will be recommended by the AI. And this sentiment is very important, okay? This will say how the entire account look like. Is it in a positive note? Is it in a neutral note? Or is it in a negative note? So this will give you a feedback that, oh, this is in a good hand, this needs actions, or this is something, you have to have a quick check into it. And giving help, and the AI will help you with the next steps, giving you the opportunity to know that what should be your next step should be. Also, let's suppose it could happen the account is for a very long time, for 5 years, 7 years, and 3 years, but you want to know what happened in last 3 months. So if you select the timeline will help you to understand and scan the entire system and give you a very relevant summary of the account. Similarly, right, similar to this, we have under email communication. If you click on summarize, it will summarize the entire email chain which you had with your client. Similarly, we have the time range. If it's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, it will check for that time range and give you the communication summarized in such a beautiful way that once you read to it, you get to know what exactly has happened with this particular account or contact. So you see the summaries out here, and also the sentiment, which I was always talking about. It could be neutral, it could be positive, and it could be negative. It will give you, it's like, traffic lights, green, red, yellow. Now, moving on to this, right? This option also available in our texting option. So when you want to, like I've already done it. So you see, I don't have much of a text option out here. So I'll simply click on summarize the SMS. And you see, it's a very positive one. As I said, what sentiments says and what should be your action item. No major action item. That means you don't have to take any action for this particular communication you had with the client because everything looks positive. Similarly, you have the time range to look into and you also have to regenerate it. So let's suppose something came up and it's too difficult English or too high polished English language are being used or the words are being used. So you have the option to regenerate it again and again till you have a very easy and second to read words, which is very easy and very common to understand. We have that ability as well. Similarly, we have given this option under notes. We as an CRM have seen that we write lots and lots of notes when we are doing business, right? And notes help us to understand what our last word or what was last delivery was for the client. So similarly, we have the note summary out here. We have the option to select the time range. And also, if you just scroll it down, it will give you the recommended actions which need to be taken for this particular contact. And also gives you the sentiment, like what is the condition of this particular notes which you are going through. So you have it all right here itself. Similarly, this option goes to your account, contact. You see, if you come to notes, you have the summarize option. You come to your communication, you have the summarize option. And also while you're texting, you have the particular option, summarize. And this option also moves similar to our what happened with our texting to our pipeline option, where you can have the opportunity to summarize the notes, communications as text and email, and also you have the opportunity to summarize the entire pipeline card and the activity which has happened. And similarly, you have the action items, what you should be doing next to make sure you are on track with this particular client or the particular agency.
Yeah, so let's take a pause, G, because on that page in the pipeline card summary, you won't see the message where, like, can you go to an email summary, like scroll down to the bottom on the right-hand side of the summary? Okay, it has the sentiment, but at the very bottom, just go to the bottom of that. It talks about AI can make mistakes. Please check important info. And then we also had a question in reference, can you print, save, or copy? So there is not a little copy icon. So I'm going to make a note of that for the team. Copy icon and summarize. But for now, you can, highlight the paste and copy it. Like, see, in other areas, we have the little copy icon. Like when we generated summary, you could copy it. We don't have that here.
Right. So
that was
just need to...
Yeah, that was from Karen. So I'll follow up on that with our team.
So this is all about summary, how we can generate a summary, how we can utilize a summary, and coming back to the copy option. As of now, we don't have it, but since we are working with AI and we're going to make sure, if we have questions like this, we're going to integrate the system to make sure our agency's workflow become easier and they can utilize all of the options we have right now. And also we are ready to, make sure if there are any changes required, we're going to make these changes in our system as well. So Paula, do we have any questions regarding to AI summary or AI content or any feature of AI?
No, the only other question I answered was our webinar recorded sessions, and I posted that to everybody. They're on insuredmine.com/forward webinars. So they'll be ready, usually 7 to 10 days after the session. And so no other questions at this time. So I know we've got a couple more items to look at. And then in a few minutes, I'll be posting some of our knowledge base articles, G, on the pages that you are on, so that people can copy and paste them before they part company from today's session.
Absolutely, Paula.
Oh, okay. And then Karen has another question, but it's a non-AI question. Why don't you just put it in chat and we'll see what it is, and then we'll address it at the end. Thanks, Karen.
Yes. And Paula, I would like to, just stop sharing my screen, and if you can share your screen and go to the last template which we have created, right?
Oh,
because
okay. Yeah. Hold on a
that
second.
is one of the very interesting thing we have created as of now. And sorry, everyone, since we are having a demo portal, so we don't have our AMS connected as of now. But for the people who have their AMS connected, when they go to this particular module, which is called opportunities, and just under opportunities, they will have different segments. So there is auto no home and home no auto, right? This is very interesting, and people could have questions like, we already have a segment under workflow where we have the opportunity to send emails to our cross-sell clients. So let me tell you, under cross-sell, we have very difficult thing to separate two particular, the cross-sell opportunities. Go to your workflow, select the active account, select the contact, select the policy type, and all other stuff. But for this scenario, you are doing nothing. You open up your system, you click on opportunity, you directly come to your auto no home cross-sell opportunity. So you see there are so many name comes up. So this will give you the actual count of it, like how many contact of your, the AI has predicted that you can upsell them or cross-sell them with another line of business. Now, knowing is not important, right? Knowing is, we know that out of 10 customers, 5 could be a cross-sell customer, right? But how we can moderate it to make sure, we tell them, if you need this, we have it. So just on the little right of the template, you see there's a green button which says download, right? So once you click on home no auto or auto no home, you have the ability now to create a list directly from here for those who has a home policy but not auto policy but not a home policy. And once you create the list, you get multiple options on our platform to start sending your email. So it could be a marketing email, it could be a newsletter email, or it could directly be some email which you are straightly saying, we know you have a home and you want an auto, and you can straightly, showcase your products to your clients as per their necessary needs. So these are the clients whom you can reach because they have one policy and they don't have the another policy. So I will again apologize. I would love to show you this because this is a very important AI section we have, and it could be utilized for the people who are looking at their portal and they will be seeing it. So just download the list or save the list, use it under workflow, use it under SCD, or also if you open up the account or the contact, if you know that, oh, I know this client, he's surely one who should be, buying a policy, you can attach a tag automation to them or a single SCD automation to them so that, you separate your book of business and also understand where the opportunity lies to upsell your business or agency's book of business.
Yeah, so one question we have in here about AI reading the notes and emails on how to predict these home no auto or auto no home. And it doesn't actually read the notes to predict. It reads the percentage of their likelihood of purchasing an auto if they have a home with you. And then, yeah, because this has to be connected with that agency management system. I don't know if it'll ever read the notes, Laura, but I can follow up with the team. I'm not sure how deep the predictability goes. And you can always follow up with Alex as well on that. Let's see, what else? So should we talk about G as you wrap up this session?
Right, Paula. When it comes to AI, I would love to talk because there's so much thing, and we all know like AI is the new future. But yes, AI has some also things we should be looking into. So before ending it, I would try to explain it again. So whenever you create something from an AI, please don't trust it blindly, whatever it gives out to you. You should always cross-check, make sure the wordings are correct, noun, vowels, pronouns are correct, and always try to, review it before sending it to your client, because sometimes you have some different intention and the email can be the same topic and show the different intention. So that will be a greater one. And with AI embedded across InsuredMine, agents can communicate now smarter, work faster, and deliver a more personalized customer experience with all the minimal effort. So we can say bye-bye to looking at blank screen and thinking what we need to write. We can just give some ideas and it will create a content for you, which you can start using it.
All right, give me a minute here. I'm just almost done pasting some links and then I'm going to go back to our slides to wrap up today and then see if we have any additional questions. And if I've duplicated my links, I apologize. And I think, G, can you share your screen again with the InsuredMine dashboard? I'll just point out a couple of things before we wrap up today's session. And I got one, oh my, we got like 5 links. So I got one more to go. Hold on a second. Oh, I already did the webinar one. Okay, perfecto. Okay, so I posted some links in there to some of the topics that we talked about today. And then I think one thing to point out here too, G, is to the left of your profile picture, is that AI icon. But further over to the left, we have our what's new, and that will take you to our knowledge base. And so to keep in mind, as we do, release updates, we try to have a webinar at least monthly or every other month for items that are new. And so you'll always be able to find the latest release notes under what's new. So make sure you take a peek at that. We don't flash it in your face, but if it's relevant, we'll communicate with you and we will host that webinar usually every 45 days or 60 days, depending upon the items that are being released. Okay, so you can stop sharing and I'll go back to the presentation. Please.
Sure, Paula.
Thank you. Okay. Where am I? I'm just lost in space tonight. Okay, I'm sharing my desktop, which I'd really rather not do, because I have way too many icons. This is where you need hold music.
Yes.
For those of us must be a little slower on the draw. All right, so we did talk about that. And then any other additional questions? Let me just take a peek at the chat. I posted all of those links and no questions after that. Karen did have a question that was not related to the webinar about attaching emails to a policy and not just an account. So there is the ability to attach notes to a policy, but I'm not sure about an email. Karen, you can connect with us on live chat, which is on the bottom right-hand side of the InsuredMine page, or connect with your CSM to take a deeper dive on that. And then after that, we have our InsuredMine Academy. So if you have not taken some time to go to the InsuredMine Academy, you can scan the QR code. If it's your first time logging in, you will need to create a separate password. Sorry about that. It has to be a different password than the password you use to log into InsuredMine. We have an admin path. We also have an agent path. We are updating many of those modules, so make sure that you come back often and check that out. That's a great resource besides our knowledge base. There's also our agency management system guides are on there as well, so you can understand the sync between the different agency management systems. And then the next slide is our registration for upcoming webinars. So I did post the link to insuredmine.com/webinars, where you'll be able to see future webinars and register for them, and also listen to past webinars. I don't think there's any other questions, but let me take a peek before we part company. I know we are just a few minutes before the top of the hour. Does anybody have any other questions before we end our session today? We had a good group. There was over like 90 people. A few people have dropped off and looked for some resources that I've shared already. Anything else, G, that you can think of?
No, Paula, as of now, we do not have, but yeah, I can guarantee that coming days, we are having interesting AI upgrades, and that will be interesting to, cover more options.
Yeah, it's just the beginning, right? We know AI is in the future for everything that we can do. Always just make sure that we can make sure that we check our work. And AI is in the portal now. It's active for agent or admin mode. So you should be able to see those icons wherever you are that G showed you as we went through those different slides. So having stated that, have a great rest of your day, and we'll look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. I'm not sure what our topic will be, but I know it'll be action-packed. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful day. We appreciate you and value your partnership. Thanks, G.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you, everyone.
Later.
Bye.